Brian here, and this is already a Tuesday. So, welcome to the Economic Report, and thank you for joining me. We're going to go ahead and jump right into some of our stories here because there's a ton of interesting things to speak about. And I just want to remind you that this is the channel, for those of you that are new here, where we take Wall Street economics and we take DC politics and bring them down to Main Street. And of course, what I do is come up with a talking point, and then, of course, we'll answer any kind of questions that are dropped into the chat. It is appropriate questions, and we all know what appropriate looks like by now. And of course, we should all be aware of what inappropriate looks like as well. So let's go ahead and dive into things. And you know what? I try to keep things simple, right? And so you'll notice that even the way this entire this video cast is set up, this live session, you'll notice I've got a pretty simple background here, and very simple, the fact that I don't have a screen popping up in front of you beyond me. So with that, we have had some discussions on this channel about, hey, should I be using something like Yardstream, for instance, to go ahead and do a live stream that way, and of course have charts, clickable things, and that's an area for us to discuss. It would be kind of fun, something different, but you know, the devil's always in the details, and that devil would be like, seriously, is it going to be something that is a good experience for the viewer? So those are the types of things I try to keep in mind when we do these live sessions. But one of the stories we're covering is right now is a merger, right? A proposed merger between, yes, the Gildan shirt company out of Canada and the Hanes company out of the United States. And I find it so incredibly interesting that there's a merger talk going on. As a matter of fact, Gildan wants to buy Hanes, and half jokingly, you know, the title became, is it really kind of an interesting idea that Canada buys our shorts, right? And not just t-shirts, but of course, undergarments, etc., socks, you name it. That's part of what goes on here. Hey, welcome to the Economic Report. It's Brian. Go ahead and hit like, hit subscribe, and if you would like, go ahead and drop a comment, appropriate comments in the chat section. I'm happy to go ahead and mark on those. We're talking today about, of course, Canada, the Gildan company out of Canada. Hey, glad to hear you, user. I'm glad you are here, and this is the Economic Report. We're talking about a potential purchase of a Canadian company by the name of Gildan. If you're familiar with t-shirts, they are really a big-time maker of shirts. Chances are you own a shirt made by the Gildan company. And its corporate headquarters is located in Canada. Of course, manufacturing all over the planet. They are making a play on the Hanes company of the United States, right? And so it's kind of interesting because this really deals with all the mergers, the tariffs, and everything else in between. So it seems like a kind of an interesting place to have this discussion. And all that we ask you for is a like and a subscribe here, because it doesn't cost you a cent. YouTube loves the fact that you get involved by making a click that shows that you're actively engaged and you like the content. And of course, with that comes additional things streamed right to your inbox, including long form videos, shorts, etc. So go ahead and feel free to go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel. So anyway, with the merger talks of, once again, Gildan purchasing the Hanes company of the United States, of course, there is manufacturing. There's manufacturing outside of the United States. There's manufacturing in Canada. And of course, the tentacles of any kind of a textile manufacturer means more than likely there's manufacturing facilities all over the planet. And so with that comes huge issues, right? A Canadian company, one. Number two, you have, of course, the tariffs involved with a Canadian company. And of course, the next thing is, believe it or not, Maria, welcome. Glad to have you here. And so with that, you know, the other issue becomes, hey, what about the fact that you have all kinds of possible, and we're doing see possible discussions about, well, how about tariffs, right? And so that becomes the big question. And so with that, we do have a little bit of a discussion there about, well, how does this merger look like in the current political climate inside of the United States? Will Wall Street approve it? More importantly, will the U.S. Justice Department approve it? And of course, how will this be received by Wall Street? Of course, yesterday the Haynes Company received about a 24% jump in its stock price with the idea that they could be getting sold to the Gildan Company. And of course, the next question becomes, does that create more jobs here in the United States? Does it create more jobs in Canada? Does it create more jobs somewhere else? And of course, hey, how about the tariffs? So these are things that are really worth talking about, and it's a current story. It's a current story because there's more stories like this to come up. And of course, what happens when you have these types of discussions and you have these types of situations? Well, you have a deeper level of maybe really what's happening in the world of economics and of course DC politics, of course Canadian politics and politics outside of this Western Hemisphere. As you talk about textile manufacturing that really takes place predominantly in the Asian Pacific Rim countries. So this is kind of an interesting thing to think about. But I am Brian here, and this is the Economic Report. And what we traditionally do is we go ahead and cover other issues here inside of the Economic Report. And with that, if there are no other questions being dropped in the chat right now, what I've traditionally done is gone ahead and looked at a couple of really important things here. We talk about gold, we talk about the crypto markets, and those are places that really seem to gain some traction here as well. So I will continue to cover things in that format. Going ahead right here, right now, and of course, does anybody know the site that we check out to get this latest news on gold and silver prices? If you're thinking Kitco, Kitco, that is a site that's worth checking out for no other reason than to have an additional awareness of what these ticker prices are going at right now. And yesterday there was a little bit of a sell-off inside gold. What we're going to do here is really simply check to see if gold is still selling or if it's hit a bit of a downtrend and now it's up. Okay, well, gold right now is up like seriously like 10 cents an ounce, right? So at $3,341.80 an ounce of gold. So it's up 10 cents. So that's just a slight improvement, of course. And once again, if you're the investor here, you're looking at an investment that probably is like way too much risk and not enough reward if you're looking for a quick hit type of an investment. And of course, that's something to take into consideration. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Texier. Thank you for being here. And of course, from Turnersville, New Jersey, you are amazing. Thank you for liking and thank you for subscribing and thank you for following this channel. Okay, the next thing we'll take a look at is silver prices here. An important place for us to be once again. So I will go ahead and go to Kitco and we will take a look at silver prices. And we're seeing that silver right now is trading at, okay, it's up 9 cents per ounce. And of course, we're talking $37.63 per ounce. So believe it or not, that's a better price increase in what you're seeing in gold. Gold is just a marginal increase. And of course, silver, you're seeing approximately 0.25% increase right now in silver prices. So just to make sure that we're following that on the Economic Report, let's go ahead and take a quick glimpse at crypto because crypto is always a fun place to share. How many of you are actually holding crypto or at least follow the crypto markets? Drop your comment below. And I want to remind you that if you are liked and subscribed, you can have our latest information dumped into your inbox on a regular basis. It's worth following. So let's go ahead and go to crypto, if we could. And that'll take us to crypto. We'll go ahead and go in reverse order today. We'll take a look at Solana, which is actually the one that I do hold. And well, as of right now, though, I am let's take a look up just a little bit here today at $177.14 per coin. So just to let you know, that's Solana once again. Its ticker symbol is SOL. If you follow it, we'll go ahead and take a look at the next one, which is in Ethereum. Uh, Always another good one to check out. So we're going to go ahead and type in ETH for Ethereum price. And oh wow, Ethereum's got a nice jump today. We're talking about $4,394 per coin once again, and that's up 169 bucks. So if you are a person following, gold and silver markets versus the crypto markets, so there's a rub there, right? Crypto appears to be getting a nice bump today, and of course, the fact is that Ethereum it's the hot topic these days, right? And I want to remind you that there has been time periods where there's boom cycles and bust cycles over practically everything from real estate. The most famous boom and bust cycle really dealt with the tulip bulbs of this is back in the like 1600s, and the fact is that huge run up on these, and you don't got a dollar? Well, put it this way, Justin. I do not got a dollar. I've got a few dollars, but of course, my dollars are invested in many different ways, and hopefully, Lord willing, you're doing the same thing and increasing your income, Justin, because that's what we want to say here. So with that, just a quick finish off there. So crypto, I don't know if you can really hold crypto in your hands, but a gold and silver coin, at least you can have a physical presence of that coin. So that's kind of interesting to follow that trend. And once again, Joey, glad to have you here. Welcome to the Economic Report. And so with that, I just want to make sure that we're understanding crypto is kind of a newcomer to the investment scene, and Warren Buffett does not like crypto. He doesn't think it's going to end well, and he could be right on the money, literally, because with that, maybe just maybe it is the new way moving forward of how to move things through financial systems, through AI, through the blockchain. You get the picture. But there's another whole component to that is, well, what happens if the crypto market collapsed tomorrow? What would happen, right? And so it's just something to take into consideration. I know the United States is involved in these high-tech technology items. They see that China could be a competitor in this space as well, and so the United States finds itself kind of in all different types of spaces, including very much this crypto space. Finally, the last one we will take a look is the big boy, which is Bitcoin. Symbol is BTC, and we're checking the price out there. All right, well, so Bitcoin is teetering right on $119,000 per coin right now, which is pretty significant. And I'm here to say that with that, we see it's teetering right near its all-time high all over again. So that's just something you want to pay close attention to as well, because maybe Bitcoin is right on the verge of a breakout, or maybe, just maybe, Bitcoin could be ready for another sell-off here as well. And Joey, if you're talking about physical, you'd rather hold a physical currency like a gold or a silver versus a crypto, you're not alone. And of course, the skeptics of the crypto industry, which I think healthy skepticism is always a good place to be. You raise an awareness that what happens if crypto went ahead and turned everything upside down like tomorrow. You'll always be able to hold gold and silver, and of course the other thing is crypto is exactly that, it's crypto. But hey, it's been a great time here at the Economic Report. I'm Brian here, and I will be starting another session here today. Of course, the top story we spoke about was the merger of Gildan and, of course, Haynes Company, and of course, This is the channel where we take Wall Street economics and DC politics and try to bring them down to Main Street so we get a better handle on what's going on here. And we try to cut through a lot of the crap that's out there, because there is a ton of it, and try to make sure that we're having meaningful, thoughtful conversations about the things that matter most to middle-class people just like us. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, if you are liked and subscribed, I can make sure that you're getting a long-form video on a regular basis. And I also say that you can go ahead and get the shorts and lives notifications sent to your inbox. And all it costs you is a subscribe. Thank you very much for joining me today. I will be starting another session here in the not too distant future, because we are going to be taking a look at a company today, particularly one that really seems to encompass AI, it encompasses data centers, it encompasses Bitcoin, it encompasses all types of things, and we'll be taking a look at that here in the not too distant future. So Dianu, glad to have you here, but we are signing off. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Have a great